Hey everyone, what's going on? My name is Jared and this is from TechWorks. So today's something a little bit different. You know, all the hype has been about the iPhone XS and the XS Max lately, and I haven't gotten one yet. Now, it's been not for lack of me wanting to, because I have, but it's been self-restraint in the sense that I usually am early adopting to a lot of these things, whether it's new phones or new technology. As a general rule of thumb, I am the first person in line. That's kind of just my nature. That's how I am. I like being on that forefront. But this time I'm not. Two reasons. One, I'm waiting for the Pixel 3 release and see what's going on with that, because I'll probably either get the Pixel 3 XL or the XS Max. But a couple things I want to bring to everyone's attention. You may have seen it, you may not have. Some reviewers and customers are reporting that their first major complaint is that Apple has implemented a Pseudo Beauty mode onto their selfie shots. Now, they do have this new dynamic HDR that's supposed to take a look at the shot and then adjust it, similar to kind of like an auto fix for a lot of photos and some editing software. And what it's actually doing to faces is it's changing your skin tone and your texture of your face. It's making it super uniform. If you pop over to Unbox Therapy, he has a good demonstration of how it is. He covers his face, and you can actually see the tone of the shot change from a cooler color with his hand over his face to a much warmer shot with his hand moved. And it's just kind of strange because usually companies are, one, a little transparent about that. And when you're selling to, say, Western markets, like Asia and countries around that area, they want that beauty mode and the ability to adjust it and change it. Apple has given none of that. Now, another thing why I suggest just waiting a little bit, I'm not saying don't get the iPhone XS Max, because I'm super happy they made a bigger iPhone X, is getting the bugs out. So there's also been reviewers that some of the screens that, while it has been the highest rated screen from DisplayMate, some of them are noticing a blue shift, similar to what happened with the Pixel 2 XL. It might just be a couple that are bad. It may be a batch that are bad. Hasn't really been too extensive yet, but for a phone that is, for the base 64 gig XS Max coming in at $1,100-$1,200 with tax here in the US, you don't want that. And you don't even want that on a cheaper phone. You just don't want that at all. So I would say just take precaution if you're going to go buy the XS Max right now. And also, the one extra thing I want to talk about is just the cost of goods. That phone is now the most expensive smartphone in history, especially if you aim for the 512 gig XS Max coming in at just under $1,600. Now that's a crazy exorbitant amount of money. And to put it in perspective, an article was just released today that the XS Max in the 512 variant only costs around $450 to actually make. That is cost of materials. Now, on top of that, you do have R&D costs, marketing costs, packaging, boxes, all that cost that goes into, what end up is the sale price. So that is going to account for some. But when you think of globally how many units Apple sells of a device, it certainly gets made up and then some, and that's probably why they're the first trillion-dollar company. So just take that into account, especially with so many, the summer has kind of sort of been a dry spell unless you're a Note fan or, early in the summer, OnePlus had their phone release and things like that. It's kind of been a quiet summer for big releases. The Note 9 was a big one in the end of August, but it does only appeal to certain people. We're coming into the fall now, and we have big phone releases such as the iPhone that just came out. You have the Pixel 3, which is going to be talked about October 9th. You have the Huawei Mate 20, which is supposed to be a really big redesign and some really cool tech in it. 3 cameras, in-screen fingerprint reader, all that stuff, and not having to pay that Porsche design price. So I would just say one thing. Unless you're on some sort of plan where you can upgrade your iPhone every year and you really are invested into iOS, then go for it. I mean, hopefully you don't get one that has a bad batch, and I'm sure they can patch the beauty mode software with an update. But if you're at all on the fence, I would wait just a month. Just wait until the end of October, and you're going to have a pretty good idea of what's going on in the smartphone world for the end of 2018. You'll probably see the OnePlus 6T come out. You'll see the P20 Pro, not the P20, the Mate 20 Pro. You'll see the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3 XL come out, which again, probably are going to have the best smartphone cameras this year. And, you know, I think that's crazy, even that the Pixel 2 XL is taking some shots better than the brand new iPhone XS Max. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Just goes to show you how much you can do with software, and it's not all about the physical hardware that you have to put in the phone. So with that said, this was a quick, I guess, public service announcement of just hold off. If you're going to get the iPhone XS Max, go for it. I will not say no. If someone came up to me today on the street and said, hey, do you want one? Damn straight, I'll definitely take one. But if you are on the fence, you're weighing out your options with maybe the Android world, I would wait just a month. Wait 4 more weeks and see what actually transpires with Google, Huawei, OnePlus, to see really what's going to happen. There may be a better option for you. And if not, by then Apple should probably have the kinks out of their manufacturing. So with that said, I appreciate you watching this video. This was a quick PSA about the iPhone XS. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you have gotten it. If you have gotten the XS Max and you are using it, let me know if you see any issues or problems or anything that I have talked about, or you totally disagree with me and think I'm a dingus. That's totally fine. Just let me know down below. So again, thank you, and I will see you all in the next video.